Hey guys, I'm Ted McCord, and today I have a very special guest with me, Miss Charlotte Wethington, the founder of Casey's Law and the mother of Casey Wethington. For those of you that don't know, Casey's Law is an intervention tool for parents and families of individuals struggling with substance use disorder. Charlotte, today you shared a little bit with our staff here about Casey's Law and about your story. You talked about hope, and I kind of wanted you to expand a little bit really about what hope in recovery looks like to you when you talk about that.
Well, you know, when I first started speaking, I would quote the first stanza of a poem by Emily Dickinson. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And I said, you know, for me, hope was, for other people, was about continuing to sing that song and continuing to keep going, even when I didn't know the words. And I think, you know, there is a saying that says, fake it till you make it. And hope is that ability to keep going, even though we're not sure about our journey, how to get there. But we have the strength then to continue to do what's going to keep us alive.
You had a quote, the bottom line is you have to be alive to recover.
That's right.
Expand a little bit on that, talk about that.
Okay, so when we were trying to get help for Casey, the mantra that was repeated to me over and over again was that he had to want to, lose enough, and hit bottom. And so while we were waiting for all those things to happen, Casey died. So the ability to intervene on someone so that they have the possibility of recovery has to come before someone dies.
Absolutely.
Because once Casey was in a coma, hope for us was over, and it was for him too. And the opportunity for him to recover at that point was non-existent.
It's great that you guys are doing this training, but I think one of the common misconceptions sometimes is that in order to petition for Casey's Law within the courts that you have to be a direct guardian or parent, but that's not true. There's all sorts of different ways that friends, family, that people, just loved ones can get involved.
Absolutely. And it's not just to petition children. It is for, you know, I have had moms call me about their brothers or their husbands, and I've had children call and want to intervene on their parents. So yes, it's anyone who has a substance use disorder. If there's someone that sees that they are in crisis with their disease and they're not capable of choosing treatment on their own, that they can petition for them on their behalf.
That's great. What are some ways that we can work together as, you know, as people in this industry with the general public to educate them and to reduce the stigma that is just so harmful around people who are struggling from substance use disorder?
Absolutely. Well, there is the language of recovery as opposed to the stigmatizing language, such as, you know, it always breaks my heart to hear a mother say, my son's an addict. Addict is not a word that I normally use. It pains me even to say it now, because this is a person who has a substance use disorder, who is so much more than their disease. They are people first, and that's the kind of language we want to use. We want to use people first, a person with a substance use disorder. Language that is hopeful, that is uplifting, that is encouraging, and I think that stigma is, like you said, it's so much more than we give it credit for. It's very dangerous because stigma is what keeps people silent about whether it be themselves or their family members because of the shame that's also connected with addiction that we don't have with other illnesses.
Well, Ms. Charlotte, last thing, kind of if someone wants to learn a little bit more about Casey's Law, learn more about Casey's story, what are some ways that folks maybe watching this video can do that?
Well, we have Casey's Law website, and that's just caseyslaw.org. And then we have a Facebook group that you can ask to join. It is a private group, but it's just a matter of a few questions, and then you can be a member of that group. And we do have a video that is actually called Casey's Law, Speaking Hope for Recovery.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's great.
Because we do want people to know there is hope.
Well, Ms. Charlotte, thank you so much for joining us, and it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you a little bit today about Casey's Law. Like she said, check them out on their website, caseyslaw.org. Also, you can find them on Facebook. Thank you again, Ms. Charlotte.